Okay, so this is week 4, Tuesday, multiplying polynomial, day 2. You're essentially foiling, right? Notice how with the first one, this is x plus 10 times x plus 10. You gotta write it twice. Do you understand? A lot of people will go ahead and say that this is equal to x squared plus 100, and that is a big no-no. That is wrong. Do you see that? You have to FOIL. So your answer is x squared plus 20x plus 100. That is your answer. Okay. For B, this one, notice how the first term, 2x and 2x, are the same, and the 7 and the 7 are the same. Do you see that? The only difference is that one is a positive, the other one's a negative. Do you see that? The outer and the inner is going to cancel each other. Do you see that? Okay. And the reason for that is, look, if you do first, that's 4x squared. Outer, which is right here, that's outer, right? That is going to give you a negative 14x. Inner, right there, that is going to give you a positive 14x. Do you see that? Last is going to give you a negative 49, right? Do you see how the outer and the inner cancel with each other? Do you see that right there? They cancel each other. So then what's left is just the FOIL, or first plus last. Do you see that? So the answer here is going to be 4x squared minus 49. So if the numbers are the same, and one's a plus and a minus, just know that the outside, inside will cancel each other. Okay? All right. Do you have the A? This is A, B. Is that, no, that's C. Do you have C done? You don't have it done? Okay. Well, you go ahead and do that one. I'm going to write down the answer for you. And you check the answers for C and D. Any questions for C and D? No? Okay, now let's go on to E. With E, you should have 36 x squared. So the way I kind of remember it is you multiply this twice, 6 times 6x. Do you see that? Okay. Then what you do for the middle part right there, you just take the 6 times 5, which is 30x, right? But there's 2 of them. So I multiply that by 2, which gives me 60x, right? And then you do 5 times 5, the last one, which is 25. 9x squared minus 64. So check your answers for the next side. Do you see your answers here? Okay. And then continuing on, this will be x squared plus 18xy plus y squared, and 49 minus x squared. So I'm going to stop right there, have you catch up, and then if you have any questions, I can go over those with you, but we have a lot to go. You understand? So I'm going to write down the answers, and you just keep on checking. And the ones you get wrong, we'll go over those specifically. So we do that? Is that okay? Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Stop. Stop. Annoying.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, so for M, you're gonna rewrite this 3x minus 7y times 3x minus 7y, right? So then what I do first, that's 3x times 3x, which is 9x squared, correct? Outer is 3x times negative 7y, which is, pay attention, negative 21xy, correct? Inner is negative 7y times 3x, so it's the same thing as outer, negative 21xy, correct? And then last is going to be negative 7y times negative 7y, which is a positive 49y squared, right? Right? Yeah. Now, negative 21, that together is going to be a negative 42xy. Do you see that? Do you see that? Maddie, turn that off, please. Stop with that. Do you see that? So then your answer is negative x squared minus 42xy plus, oh, I forgot the 49. I'm sorry, that was my fault. Plus 49 y squared. Okay, yeah. Is that correct? Okay, sorry, that was my fault. Any questions on N or L, J, any of the other ones? Okay, that's okay. Take your time. Okay, so it says write two polynomials that have the product, right? Because now we're doing the opposite. This is what we're doing is this is like the reverse. Yeah. Correct? This is called factoring. Make sure you write that down. It's somewhere in your notes. Factoring. So I want to put that into something like this, right? Remember how I told you perfect square 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, etc. 169. These are perfect squares, right? One thing I noticed is that this is a binomial. There's only two, correct? And that's a perfect square. So in situations like this, the first part, you just put the letter x and x. X times x is x squared. First is going to be x squared. Do you see that? Last part, you do the square root of 121, which is 11. You put 11, 11, correct? But then you also do a plus and a minus. It has to be an opposite, like a positive 11 and a negative 11. Because if you look at the last, that's going to be a negative 11 times 11, which is a negative 121, correct? And that matches, correct? But then you're like, well, what happened to the outer? Outer is going to be x times negative 11, which is a negative 11x. Do you see that? And then the inner is going to be 11 times x, which is a positive 11x. What happens to the outside when you add it with the inside? Negative 11x and positive 11x. What happens to it? Cancels, right? That's why there's nothing in between. There's no like 0x. Do you see that? That's your answer right here. This is what they called a special case factoring. Okay? This one here is not, a binomial. Do you see that? They're all positive. So this is the one, do you remember when we did like the little chart? This is the middle, which is 8x. This is the last, which is 16. Do you remember that? Do you see how these are both positive numbers? So all the answers here can be positive as well. Okay, you want to think about what times what gives you 8x. Okay, that's 1 and 8, correct? 2 and 4. And that's it, right? I'm not going to do -1, -8, and -2, -4 because everything here is positive. Do you see that? They're all positive, so we don't need that. But if they're negative numbers in here, then we'll use the negatives. Does that make sense? Which one of these adds up to give me a 16? Do any of them? Oh, you know what? I fucked up. I'm sorry. I screwed this up. I did it backwards. Okay, last comes first. Middle goes here. 16, 8x, okay? Think of all the ones that are, I mean, it's going to be positive because all the x squared plus 8x plus 16 is positive, right? No negative, okay? All the factors of 16, 1 and 16, 2 and 8. I could do 4 and 4. Which one of these three gives me a add up to 8? 1 plus 16 is 17. 2 plus 8 is 10. 4 and 4 is 8. That matches this, right? So this is the winning one. Okay, so your answer is x plus 4, x plus 4, or x plus 4, squared. If you FOIL this, x plus 4 times x plus 4, do you see how it's x squared plus 8x plus 16?
Yes.
That's how you do it. Okay, I'm gonna pause.
Oh, it is, but
Did he go over that?
Yeah.
I need to pause for a second. Okay. All right, so write a pattern for the cube of this binomial. Well, if there's 3, you know it's x plus 3 times x plus 3 times x plus 3, or I'm sorry, xy plus y, x plus y, x plus y, correct?
Yeah.
Well, the first part of this right here is just going to be FOIL. That's fine. Which is just going to be x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, correct? But then you can't forget that part right there, right? So then you're going to do the rainbow method, or you could do the box method. I mean, either one works. So if you do the box method, it'll look like this. So you put the binomial on top, so that's x and y, correct? And then you put the trinomial in the column, so that's x squared, 2xy, and then y squared, correct? Try to make that a little bigger. So then you just fill it in. X squared times x is x to the third, right? X times x squared, or x squared y, right? And then 2x squared y, and then 2xy squared, and then xy squared, and then y cubed, correct? That's going to be your first, and that's going to be your last. Do you see that? So that's going to be x cubed, y cubed. Then your diagonal, this part you add will give you that part right there. And then this part you add will give you that part right there. Do you see that? 2, there's a 1 there. So 2 plus 1 is going to be a 3x squared y, right? There's a 1 there, right? 1 plus 2 is 2xy squared. This is your answer. Do you understand? Okay. So when it says what pattern for cube of this binomial, you can say like, well, the highest power is cube. Okay? And you're gonna multiply this just 3 times. Okay? You could say something like that. All right? Does that make sense? All right, so go ahead and try that. I'm just gonna write down the answers here for the backside so you could check it because they're pretty easy. Okay? You need to go back to this one. Go ahead. All right, so I'm going to go back to the first page to answer the questions on the very bottom. These questions right over here. These are going to take a little bit of time, so let's just go over them. Now, you have done number 7, correct? Yes?
Yeah,
So let's just go. Did you finish the 8? A, B, C, the 3 questions there?
I didn't finish.
I'm sorry, why not? Okay, well, you need to go ahead and do that, please. There should be over there. Do you see it over there? No? A and B. All right, so looking at A and B, there's a contender. Rewrite this. We have x plus 1. Okay, it's x plus 1 times x plus 1, right? Now, this part right here is going to give you x squared plus 2x plus 1, correct? But you cannot forget this part right here. Bring it down. Now, you can either do this with a box method, or you can go ahead and do the rainbow method. So the first one, let's go ahead and do the box method. So you see how the way I drew this one, it's different than the last one. So the trinomial goes here because there are 3 spaces, correct? The binomial goes here because there are 2 spaces, right? Then you just fill it in. X and x squared is x to the third. X and 2x squared is 2x, or 2x and x is 2x squared. X and 1 is just x. Next one. X and x squared is x squared. 1 and 2x is 2x. 1 times 1 is 1. Now, this is your first. This is your last, okay? So your answer here is x cubed plus 1. And then this diagonal is going to go right here. And then this diagonal is going to go right there. Do you see that? X squared, 2x squared is 3x squared. 2x, x is 3x. Do you see that? And this is your answer right here. Okay? Okay, did you get that? Good. So then for B, yes, did you not get it? Not whatever. There's a 1 right here. So 1x squared plus, you're not,
Square gotten changed to like a constant 4.
this becomes a 3x squared. But yes, if you have x squared times 2x squared, your answer is 2x to the 4th because you have that add. But you're not multiplying, you're adding. You're adding. Okay? All right, let's take a look at B. So for B, you're going to FOIL the first 2, right? Which is going to give you x squared minus 4x plus 4. And then you can't forget the x minus 2, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the rainbow method. Now look at what I'm doing, okay? There's several ways you can do this. You can either take the x and multiply 3 times, or take the x squared and multiply it into the green one 2 times. Do you see that? I'm going to try this one. Here, x squared times x is x to the 3rd. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared, correct?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and do it underway. This goes right here, but I have to skip a space. Remember that? Negative 4x times x is a negative 4x squared. Do you see how this is lined up right here? Negative 4x times negative 2 is a positive 8x. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, then I have negative 4, right? Negative 4 times x, make sure you have a space right here, is a negative 4x, or a positive 4 times x is positive 4x, correct? Yeah. Positive 4 times negative 2 is a negative 8. Draw your line. You bring that down, so it's x to the 3rd. Bring that down, it's negative 6x squared. You bring this next part down, that's a positive 12x. You bring that down, minus 8. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Did you do C yet? I'm going to leave a space right here. I'm going to have you guys try to catch up. All right, so for C, you have 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. You want to start off with the first FOIL, right? That is going to give you 4x squared plus 12x plus 9, correct? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the rainbow method again, okay? But this time I'm going to use this one and this one. Do you see that? I'm going to take this and multiply here, here, and here, right? 4x squared times 2x is 8x squared. 12x times 2x is 24x. 9 times 2x is 18, okay? Then we're going to take the 3 and go here, 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 okay? 4x squared, make sure you have a space, times 3 is 12x squared. Or, hold on. All right, wait, hold on. Oh, shit, I forgot something. Hold on. There should be a 3 because it's 4x squared times 2x, correct? And this 24x times 2x should be 24x squared. There we go. Okay, now I'm good. 4 times 2 is, wait, 4 times 3 is 12, x squared, correct? 12 times 3 is 36, there's 1x. 9 times 3 is 27. Draw your line, and you're going to go ahead and write it out. Bring that down, 8x cubed. Bring this part down, that is 36x squared. Bring this one down, it is 454x plus 27. And that's your answer. Do you see that? Is that what you have? Check. Oh, God. All right, so 3x minus 1 times 3x minus 1, that is going to give you 9x squared minus 6x plus 1, correct? And then don't forget the third one, which is another 3x minus 1. Since last time we did this chart, we did a 2 by 3. I'm going to do a 3 by 2 this time, just so you can see the difference. Does that make sense? Okay, so clearly we're going to put the trinomial here, 9x squared minus 6x plus 1, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the binomial. Oh, shit, hold on. Oh, fuck, no, I screwed this up. Hold on. Erase that. Trinomial goes here, binomial goes here. So this is a 3 by 2, right? So 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. And then we're going to put 3x minus 1 on top, okay? Now fill in the blank. 27, how many x's are there? There are 3, right? Negative 9, how many x's are there? 2. Negative 18, how many x's are there? No, 1, 2. Positive 6, how many x's are there? 1. 3, how many x's are there? Negative 1, how many x's are there? 1? None. 0. This is going to be the first, and this is going to be the last, right? So 27x cubed, negative 1. Now, you do the diagonal. That's going to be right here. This is going to be right there. Does that make sense? So, negative 18, negative 9, negative 27, x squared. You don't add the exponent. Do you understand? You just add the coefficient. 3, 6 is a 9x, and that is your answer. Is that what you have? No? Well, take a look where you went wrong.